Earlier this year, I released a guide and fanfiction for a hypothetical descent of a diver from the city of Earth down to the bottom of the abyss. It was pretty exciting as I got to remix Hanaziv Karadina, which is one of the best musical compositions from my favorite anime composer Kevin Penkin. I also got to do some animation work with unique results. The full video is in the description. That said, the dive from the 5th layer down to the 7th was so interesting that I think it warranted having its own video. So here we are. Like and subscribe and let's get into it. You assemble a loyal diving team to collect riches for Earth, discovering many artifacts along the way, but on one of your many journeys into the depths, a young crew member succumbs to injuries in the abyss. He desires with all his heart to help you on your dives and becomes a life-reverberating stone. His consciousness is still intact and his soul is crystallized to this hard white stone. He has become an artifact, a white whistle for your use only. Once you arrive in Earth with the sad news and the new discoveries from the 5th layer, you are promoted to the rank of white whistle and you become a household name in Earth. You live a comfortable life in Earth on the surface, with your diving party gaining repute and continuously making new discoveries in the abyss. You have a handful of black whistles working with you that are as good as you were in your younger years. But this is all too boring. The mystery of the abyss calls again. You want to reach the bottom of it. Due to the curse of the 6th layer, you can never return to the surface after taking the altar of absolute boundary. When white whistles go down to the 6th layer, they call it the last dive. So you pack up all your highly regarded relics, say goodbye to your loved ones, grab a handful of your most trusted black whistles, and set off for the last dive. Once in the altar, you blow your white whistle and you and your crew descend to the 6th layer, never to be seen again. The 6th layer's depth goes from 13,000 to 15,500 meters. It is called the capital of the unreturned, and the strains of ascension are death and loss of humanity. The curse wraps around individuals ascending like a blanket and deforms them into a hollow. Most hollows die immediately, but in rare cases they continue to live, losing their human form, but in rarer cases still, they become deformed in an organized way while still retaining their intelligence and consciousness. This is called the blessing. Little is known about the blessing and the circumstances which create it. So you and your team have arrived at the 6th layer. There is no drinkable water, food is hard to come by. The monsters down here are even more formidable than on the higher floors. There are random geothermal explosions that emit poisonous gas. The whole place is the inexplicable ruins of an ancient city. There is, however, strangely a village of intelligent hollows in this layer. You stumble upon Iblu village. Inside the village, the curse is absent. There is food and water too. You can roam freely around the village. However, the inhabitants of the village cannot leave. You make a friend or two, and it is here in the village that you hear from the once humans about the 7th layer, and beyond that, the deepest point. You have always heard rumors about it as a child, but now you know how to get there. So the team set off again, down to the 7th layer. The depth of this layer is unknown, as no equipment works at this depth. Information from depths beyond the 5th layer is almost impossible to obtain because the avian monsters at this depth and below are immune to all repellents. You arrive at the 7th layer, the final maelstrom. The strain of ascension here is immediate death, so you and your crew cannot even go back to the hollow village. In the descension to unknown depths, you spot a ring of light below. Your crew passes through the ring. You and your entire team are never seen again. No further information about you ever reaches the surface, and your legend lives on to this day.